So you think that educating people will make them more capable to make good decisions regarding their health as well?
Yes, yes, totally. I also think mass surveillance and things like that are going to help make society better. I think one of the problems with, you know, overdosing and people that, you know, kind of lose lose their consciousness and really go down a bad place with drugs and, you know, their jobs and then their wives and their families and maybe overdose. It's partly because we don't see that happening as a society. And it kind of happens, and then we find them, and then they're either dead or they're just gone. You know, they're just never going to recover in terms of being like lost all their money. I think if we can stop people, you know, after maybe a few attempts of using drugs or whatever, because we know, like a family member can see them, or a family member knows, or an AI knows. You know, this gets into a more difficult situation, but controversial in the idea that I support kind of a wide surveillance state where everyone is watched to some degree for their own benefits. And if we could find people doing bad things, we might be able to stop them ahead of time and send a family member or send a police over and say, hey, do you really want to shoot up with heroin one more time? You might die. You know, and if that was to happen, then all of a sudden we would have, you know, a society where maybe people don't do such dumb things to their bodies. And I think already we're coming to a place when, because of instant communication and, you know, connection with everybody all around us, we're able to keep better tabs on our children, on our parents, on our friends, and things like that. And I'm sure that that's already dramatically helped save and protect a lot of people because you have instant ability to help someone. But, you know, I'm not saying that's the solution here. I think the real solution is education, but there are other technological solutions that can help drug overdoses and things like that dramatically. And, you know, as we get into it, you may have read the article I wrote for Vice, but, you know, there was a few years ago when I wrote it, there are some people, drug lords, that are interested in brain chips and different types of, I guess, devices that would implement different drug states, but not through anything plant-based, but through stimuli, as they're kind of doing right now with Alzheimer's and dementia, in terms of some of the brain implants they're putting into medical patients to stop these diseases. Well, I mean, within 10 years, we're almost certainly going to have implants that can do the same thing. In fact, we already have a few different headset devices out in the market that are supposed to calm you, help you meditate, and different things like that, called neurofeedback and whatnot. And so there's a very real chance that, with, you know, the drug world will change from just being something plant-based and substance-based to something that's internal, that's done through a program. It sounds very science fiction, but I assure you, where I live in Silicon Valley, there are hundreds of millions of dollars flowing into these technologies, and they are already experimenting with them on people.